What if I told you that your entire understanding of money has been upside down from the very start? What if every long night you stayed awake stressing over bills, every nervous glance at your bank balance, every moment you felt frustrated about not having enough, was not accidental at all, but a sign of a forgotten spiritual law that most people misunderstand? Many people run after money like a desperate hunter chasing shadows in a wide, endless forest. They follow trails that lead to nowhere, pour out their energy trying to capture something that keeps slipping out of their hands. They chase and chase and chase without ever realizing that the more they run after wealth, the faster wealth runs away from them. But more than 100 years ago, a quiet spiritual thinker uncovered a truth so simple and powerful that it flips everything we've been taught about success. She discovered that real prosperity does not come to the people who chase it. It comes to the people who become naturally attractive to it. The wealthiest souls on earth are not the ones running behind riches. They are the ones who have become the kind of people abundance naturally seeks out. They carry an energy, a vibration that money cannot ignore. They become the magnetic force that draws riches the same way a strong magnet pulls iron filings to itself. Think about it for a moment. Nothing valuable in nature does the chasing. The flower never runs after the bee. Instead, its color and scent quietly draw the bee toward it. Gold does not go searching for miners. People cross oceans and mountains just to find it. The moon doesn't chase the tide. The tide is pulled toward it by a silent force. The same spiritual law governs prosperity. When your energy begins to match the energy of abundance, money starts to move toward you with the same intensity you once used to run after it. If you are hearing this message right now, it isn't by chance. You were guided here because something deep inside you is exhausted from chasing. Something within you is ready to stop being the one who hunts and start becoming the one who is pursued. You are ready to understand why your efforts have felt so heavy and how to turn all that struggle into peaceful, effortless flow. Before I explain how this works, I want you to take one simple step to show the universe you are serious about this shift. First, tap the like button, because that tiny action is a message to both the algorithm and the unseen realm that your heart is open to receive something new. Second, go to the comments and write these exact 3 words. As is, money hunts me. Nothing more, nothing less. These 3 words act as a declaration. They are an energetic agreement between you and the field of abundance. And if you feel inspired in this moment to give, to plant a seed in the soil of gratitude, you may do that through the Super Thanks button. Do not see it as charity or paying for anything. See it as an act of trust, a message saying, I give because I already have. Any gift given from that mindset multiplies on its way back to you in ways you cannot predict. You may also choose to join our community of spiritual seekers, people who are walking this path together, learning that prosperity is not something you chase, but something that seeks you when your inner world aligns with its rhythm. Now imagine this. Tomorrow morning you open your eyes, and instead of feeling dread when you think about money, you feel calm confidence. You know, not hope, not wish, but truly know that wealth is already coming toward you. You can sense it searching for you, trying to reach you. You are no longer the one doing the chasing. You are the one being chased. You're no longer the one begging. You are the one being chosen. And the peace that comes with that realization almost feels unreal at first. But that feeling is the turning point. That is the moment you stop running and begin allowing. But before you can become the person money seeks out, you need to understand what has been chasing you all these years. Because right now, whether you are aware of it or not, something invisible has been tracking you. It has followed you into every choice you made, every purchase, every transaction, every nervous moment when you thought about lack. That invisible hunter is called scarcity. Scarcity is a predator that feeds on fear. It waits quietly in the shadows of your mind, whispering, you will never have enough. It hides behind your unpaid bills, behind every time you say, I can't afford it. It is not something physical. It is an energy. It grows by feeding off your doubt. Each moment you worry, scarcity grows stronger. Every single time you act from fear, it roots itself deeper inside you. You wake up in the morning, and before your feet even hit the floor, you feel its presence. The heaviness in your chest, the dread when you think about checking your account, the guilt you feel when you spend money, even though you earned it honestly, all of that is scarcity at work. You run faster, work harder, hustle longer, but somehow the finish line keeps moving farther away. You make goals, write budgets, take on side jobs, but the feeling of not enough keeps returning. Each time you say, I need more, you are sending out a signal that you don't already have enough, and scarcity responds instantly. That is the cruel trick of the chase. The harder you hunt wealth, the further abundance slips away. Every anxious thought is like noise in a forest. It scares prosperity off. The ancient teacher I spoke about earlier discovered the way out of this cycle. She learned that the universe does not respond to pursuit. It responds to resonance. Wealth is not mechanical. Wealth is magnetic. What you hold inside yourself determines what shows up outside of you. When you stop running, when you shift your inner atmosphere, the whole chase ends. You become the treasure. Scarcity loses track of you, and abundance begins to follow your trail instead. Let me explain this through a real story. A few months ago, I received an email from a woman named Deborah. What she wrote completely changed how I understood this law. Her message said, I spent 37 years chasing money, and it took me only 2 days to make money chase me. She had worked in sales for decades, closing deals, following leads, pushing for clients, always hunting for the next opportunity. But recently nothing was working. The harder she tried, the more potential clients disappeared. One Tuesday, after losing a big account she had begged the universe for, she sat alone in her office and asked the question we all eventually ask, what am I doing wrong? That evening, feeling exhausted and discouraged, she came across one of my teachings about stopping the chase and becoming the thing that abundance looks for. Something in her shifted. She realized she had been acting like a hunter when she was meant to be the treasure. That night, she did something different. She sat still and imagined not running after success, but success trying to locate her. She pictured opportunities searching for her, clients reaching out to her first, money flowing toward her with ease. Most importantly, she imagined being the type of person wealth cannot ignore, relaxed, confident, already valuable. She whispered to herself, I am what money seeks. And she repeated it until her body believed it. The next morning, everything felt different, not because a miracle happened overnight, but because she had changed. She woke up calm, centered, and sure of herself. She cleaned her workspace, updated her brand materials, and moved through her day with peaceful certainty. That same morning, a client she had contacted months earlier called her unexpectedly. He apologized for the delay and offered her the biggest project of her entire career, even bigger than the deal she had lost. Within 2 weeks, 3 more opportunities appeared out of nowhere. Deborah wrote to me saying, once I stopped chasing, everything started chasing me. The difference wasn't her actions, it was her identity. She finally accepted that she was the treasure. And when you see yourself that way, the world has no choice but to reflect that truth back to you. People sense your worth before you even speak. Doorways open, conversations change, opportunities find you. Deborah's story is not unusual. It is only unusual because most people never give themselves permission to let it happen. The principle she used has nothing to do with tricks or manipulation. It is about alignment. It is the understanding that what you radiate, you eventually magnetize. When you truly know you are already worthy and already valuable, life begins to reorganize itself around that knowledge. Everything shifts, not because you start doing more, but because you start being more, knowing. You were never made to beg for prosperity. You were created to express it. The moment you stop running after money is the moment it begins moving towards your life. It is not random. It is a principle. The principle of resonance, the principle of attraction, the principle of becoming The treasure instead of the chaser. The same law that has operated for countless people through centuries, and it is ready to work for you the moment you accept that you are worthy of being found. There was a visionary who noticed what people of her era failed to see, a truth that science is only now beginning to repeat, that creation itself responds not to effort, but to harmony. The universe functions on vibration and correspondence, not on force or chasing. She realized that money, just like sound or light, carries its own awareness. It listens, it reacts, and it moves according to patterns that many never understand. Wealth is not a cold object waiting to be trapped. It is a flowing energy that reacts to alignment. It moves quickly toward certain states of mind and away from others. And like any aware force, it senses discomfort from a distance. It feels the worry in a person's voice, the uncertainty in their spirit, the grabbing energy of someone who wants to possess instead of receive. This is why she taught that everything attracts what it reflects. In the field of thought, prosperity moves toward those whose inner atmosphere already feels full. But here is the part most people overlook. You cannot fake the energy of wealth. Acting abundant while secretly feeling fear sends mixed messages, and money is too sensitive to be tricked. Picture it as a wise current that has flowed through human history since the earliest days. It has witnessed every emotion, every intention, every mindset. Through endless observation, it has developed powerful skill in deciding where to move. And what it has learned is clear. It increases in places of gratitude, purpose, and confidence. It grows wherever it is treated as a blessing, a creative stream that enriches everything it touches. But it avoids fear, bitterness, and poverty thinking. It cannot rise in the environment of those who believe it is corrupt or dangerous or who cling to it with worry. When you run after wealth from a feeling of emptiness, you release the exact signal that pushes it away. You are telling the universe, I am lacking, undeserving, and insecure. And wealth, being aware, moves toward calmer spaces. The deeper truth she revealed is this: money does not go to those who cry for it the most. It flows toward those prepared to carry it. It is pulled toward minds fluent in the language of plenty, toward people who have learned the inner posture of abundance, who have become dependable containers for prosperity. And once you fully accept this truth, something powerful happens. You quit searching for money, and money starts searching for you. You shift from knocking on the door of fortune to standing as its true inheritor. Wealth no longer hides. It begins moving toward you with the same intensity you once used to chase it. Imagine yourself as a hidden gem deep inside the earth. For years you've tried to dig your way out to prove your value to the world. But gems never go looking for the ones who seek them. It is the seekers who go out searching. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth and begin to shine it from within, people sense it. Seekers pick up your signal. They step toward you, driven to find you. This is what happened to Deborah, and it can happen to anyone willing to shift their inner position. But this shift requires more than understanding. It demands inner change. You must let go of the mindset of the hunter and adopt the mindset of the one who is sought after. Stop asking, how do I get more money? And start asking, how do I become the kind of person wealth naturally recognizes? That is the true entrance to transformation. The ancient teacher didn't just realize this truth, she created a practice for living it. She built a spiritual method that changes a person's inner vibration so clearly that money cannot overlook them. It turns toward them and moves with the steady force of a river returning to its source. To begin, choose a quiet place where no one will interrupt you for a few minutes. Anywhere that gives peace and attention. Sit straight, relaxed yet firm, as though your spine connects the ground to the sky. Close your eyes and breathe deeply 3 times. With each inhale, pull in the energy of abundance. With each exhale, release all fear or limitation. Now place your hands over your heart and notice its constant rhythm, the same universal beat that moves oceans, seasons, and wealth itself. As you feel this rhythm, change your inner picture. Instead of imagining yourself running after money, imagine money moving toward you. See a network of glowing threads stretching in all directions, linking you to opportunities, people, and resources meant for you. You do not pull these threads, they already pull themselves inward, gathering at your center. Feel the gentle pull of abundance leaning closer. Speak softly yet firmly. I am what wealth is drawn to. Prosperity remembers me. I am the treasure that abundance comes to find. Do not force belief. Simply let the words drop into you the way truth returns when remembered. Feel them settling into the ground of your being. You are not creating a new identity. You are uncovering the one that was always yours. Let each breath strengthen this knowing until your whole being glows with a warm golden light visible in the unseen realm. This light does not come from wanting, it comes from certainty, the glow of someone aware of their value and expecting recognition. Now rest in the feeling of being desired instead of desiring. Replace the strain of pursuit with the peace of being discovered. Replace the tiredness of searching with the quiet happiness of being chosen. Stay in this feeling until it becomes natural. Before you open your eyes, say calmly, money finds me with ease, favor comes toward me, wealth identifies me every day. Say it as though closing a sacred promise. One woman, Linda from Portland, practiced this when she was overwhelmed with debt, late on rent, and tired from non-stop work. That night she spoke the words through tears, unsure if they could ever be real. The next morning she woke not hopeful but sure, as if something in the atmosphere had shifted. Hours later she got an email from a company she'd applied to long before, inviting her to interview for a job she had forgotten. Within a week she was hired with a salary higher than she imagined, and she said the strange thing was this: they acted as if they needed her. That is how you know the law has turned. You are no longer chasing, you are being selected. But this shift needs a settling time. The new vibration must steady itself before it becomes lasting. There is a sacred period of around 48 hours in which the universe rearranges itself to match your new energy. For years you may have been sending the signal of strain and shortage, and your world responded to it perfectly. Every bill, every delay, every missed moment was simply your old vibration comes back like an echo. When you shift into the feeling of being sought after, it is like you turn the dial to a different station. Between the old signal and the new one, there is a short moment of static, a small transition where the old pattern softens and the new one begins to settle. During these 2 days, your deeper mind rewires itself, your body adjusts, and the energy around you changes shape to fit your upgraded identity. Move through this period with calm faith and steady focus, and the new signal locks into place. But if you hesitate or slip into fear, the old program tries to return. Science now supports what ancient teachers always understood. It takes around 2 days for new thought circuits to begin holding firm. Every emotion and thought inside this window either strengthens abundance or brings back lack. Looking at your balance with fear feeds the old vibration. Acting with quiet trust supports the new one. In this time, the unseen world reacts quicker than normal. Paths you never noticed begin to show themselves. People who ignored you before suddenly pay attention. Money that once went in other directions feels pulled towards you. The energy map of your life starts rewriting itself to match the person you are becoming. If you hold this higher feeling for 48 hours without collapsing into doubt, the shift becomes self-sustaining. The universe updates your location and begins sending supply to your new address. Do not judge progress by what your eyes see during these hours. The outside world may look unchanged, but beneath the surface everything is moving. This is the planting phase, with roots growing where you cannot see them. The new pattern is preparing to rise. Your job is simple. Keep the feeling alive. Walk, speak, and choose as someone already followed by abundance. Let quiet confidence shape every moment. Expect good things with gentle certainty. The old self will push back. It will argue using numbers and logic, insisting nothing has changed. See this resistance as proof the transformation is happening. The false identity fights hardest right before it fades away. Hold strong, breathe past the noise, and keep acting as the chosen self you are now stepping into. When you do this, something powerful happens. The universe begins interacting with you as the new version of yourself. Doors open, resources move toward you, people notice your worth. The chase has begun, and this time you are the treasure. During these important 48 hours, while your new identity starts grounding itself, your old self will try to pull you back using 7 clever traps. These are not accidents. They are predictable mental patterns that appear for anyone trying to change deeply. A wise spiritual teacher once said, "These traps come for every person walking the path of inner shift." Seeing them clearly is half the victory, because what you can see coming cannot surprise you, and what cannot surprise you cannot defeat you. The first trap shows up early and pretends to be logic. Your thinking mind, trained to trust only what it can measure, begins offering serious-sounding objections. "This is foolish," it whispers. You're telling yourself that wealth is chasing you when real bills are sitting on your table. Stop daydreaming and get real. That voice sounds mature and responsible, but it is just limitation wearing the mask of reason, trying to take control again. When it rises, do not argue. Do not explain yourself. Just breathe and repeat quietly, "I am the treasure, I am being found." Let the words soften the resistance instead of wrestling with it. The second trap often comes around the 12th hour as comparison. Out of nowhere, you notice others who seem wealthier or luckier. Your neighbor's new car looks brighter. Your friend's travel pictures fill your feed. A coworker talks about a raise, and a small voice whispers, "Look at them, now look at you. You're behind. You're not the kind of person money follows." That is scarcity wearing the mask of envy. When you feel that pinch, immediately flip it. See their success as proof that abundance is active everywhere. Tell yourself their gain shows that wealth is overflowing. I celebrate them because it is a sign of what is coming to me. The third trap arrives near the 18th hour as impatience. You have kept your new feeling alive for almost a day, and part of you expects something magical to happen already. When your balance looks the same and no new chance appears, impatience becomes loud. Nothing is changing. You're wasting your time. This voice feels realistic, but it is one of the most dangerous snares. Change starts quietly before it shows itself, and impatience can destroy the harvest right when it is about to break through. When impatience appears, remind yourself the seed is already in the ground, the roots are growing, and the right moment is on its way. The fourth trap usually shows up around the 24th hour as crisis. Something breaks. A surprise expense pops up. A problem at work suddenly appears, making you think nothing is improving. But this is not random. It is your old pattern trying one last time to convince you nothing is different. Treat it like a test. Will you react as your old self, stressed and overwhelmed, or as your new self, calm and guided? When trouble comes, pause and say, "I am followed by solutions. I am discovered by answers. Even this moves me to something better." The fifth trap rises near hour 30 and hides behind practicality. Someone close to you may comment on your change, may be laughing that you're being unrealistic or warning you not to hope too much. A family member might remind you of old failures. These voices echo your old doubts, trying to pull you back. Respond gently. "I understand your concern, but I am being led by a higher wisdom now." The sixth trap appears close to hour 36 as fatigue. Holding a new energy can feel like effort. You may feel mentally tired of watching your thoughts, tired of pretending abundance is chasing you while seeing no clear evidence. That tiredness tells you to take a break, to stop thinking this way for a while, but that break is surrender right before the finish line. Remember, the energy does not need force. It flows through you naturally. When you feel worn out, settle deeper into the truth that you deserve to be pursued. The final trap rises in the last 12 hours and is the most subtle. It comes as doubt pretending to be realism, telling you this is too good to be true or that you do not deserve such attention from abundance. This is the last breath of lack consciousness pretending to be humility. When it speaks, answer with strength. "I am worthy of being followed by prosperity. I am the treasure the universe loves to find." Every snare is actually a doorway. Each time you choose the new identity instead of the old one, you lock the transformation into place. Every moment you refuse the bait of lack proves that this new vibration is who you truly are. Linda from Portland, who I spoke about earlier, faced all 7 traps during her own 48-hour shift. She discovered that when she took them as signs of progress instead of signs of failure, they lost their strength. When I stopped fearing the traps, she said, I realized they were proof real change had begun. Now that you know these patterns, you can move through them with steady confidence. But seeing the traps is only half the work. The other half is strengthening your new vibration so fully that the old patterns cannot even step close to you. To do this, we use amplifiers. Simple practices that boost your energy until wealth cannot ignore your signal. Think of them as turning up the power on your radio station. The station was always broadcasting. Now it becomes so strong it reaches far beyond. With these amplifiers, you won't just be noticed by abundance. You will become unforgettable to it. The first amplifier is the mirror of worth. Each morning, face your reflection and truly look into your own eyes. Not a quick glance, but a deep, steady gaze that meets your own spirit. Many people cannot hold that gaze for long because old layers of guilt or doubt sit inside them. Yet when you are finally able to look at yourself and truly see someone who is worthy of being followed by prosperity, your world slowly begins to rearrange itself around that belief. Tell your reflection in the mirror, you are the treasure that wealth looks for. You are valuable enough to be chased. You are important enough to be chosen. Notice how your face changes, even in small ways, as your deeper mind begins accepting this truth. Something subtle relaxes, something softens, something inside finally agrees and says, yes, this is who I really am. The next amplifier is what I call shared or collective magnetism. If you live with family or loved ones, bring them together and let everyone align their intention. Each person can place a hand over their heart and say slowly, this home is followed by prosperity. This family is discovered by fortune. This place is easy for blessings to find. When 2 or more people focus on abundance with one mind, that focus grows stronger. I have watched entire households shift into sudden prosperity in less than 48 hours by doing this simple practice as a group. Sometimes the change was financial, sometimes emotional, sometimes an unexpected breakthrough. What matters is that shared focus multiplies attraction. The third amplifier connects your new identity with your physical senses. During this 48-hour window, pay attention to any scent, sound, or texture that is present while you feel most magnetic. Maybe it is the smell of coffee brewing as you speak your affirmations. Maybe it is the smooth feeling of fabric on your arm. Maybe it is the steady sound of rain tapping on the window. Whatever it is, this sensory detail becomes an anchor. Later, when you come across that same scent or sound or texture, it instantly pulls you back into abundance awareness. It becomes a switch that turns on your inner magnet without effort. The fourth amplifier is the practice of thankful receiving. Every 3 hours, write down 3 things you are grateful for as if they already happened. Write them in the past tense. For example, I am grateful for the 5,000 that reached me today, or I am thankful for the client who hired me with ease. When you write in this way, your mind treats your imagination like memory. It begins believing these events already occurred. It then starts acting as if prosperity is active and present around you. This is how imagination becomes evidence. The fifth amplifier is what I call royal posture. Hold yourself like a treasure that has already been found. Walk with steadiness, speak with clarity, and move with quiet confidence. Your body communicates your worth even louder than your words. When you carry yourself with dignity, the world responds by mirroring that dignity back to you. People treat you differently. Opportunities appear naturally. Your environment begins adjusting to the way you hold your own presence. These 5 amplifiers activate every part of you: mind, body, emotions, and spirit. When all levels of your being work together, you forget what it ever felt like to chase instead of attract. Patricia from Denver practiced all 5 amplifiers and saw surprising results in only 2 days. She received job offers, unexpected refunds, and even an interview for a role that paid 60% more than her previous work. But more than the money, she said she finally felt seen. She felt valuable. She felt like she had remembered her true identity. When these amplifiers are combined with the core ritual, they create a powerful field around you, a field so strong that wealth seems to flow toward you from every direction. But even with all of this, there may be moments when doubt visits. When that doubt appears, recall the subtle signs showing that abundance is already on its way. The first sign is lighter emotions. The heavy fear about money starts to fade. Nothing outside has changed yet, but something inside feels freer. This is proof that your vibration has shifted. The second sign is unexpected kindness from others. Someone might pay for your drink, give you help, or let you go ahead of them. These small gestures are signs that your new energy is attracting generosity. The third sign appears through casual mentions, people speaking about opportunities without realizing they are guiding you. A phrase, a comment, a simple story may point you towards something new. Do not ignore these signals. The fourth sign is life moving smoothly. You get green lights, easy parking, quick responses. The flow around you becomes calm and supportive. This shows that alignment is taking place. The fifth sign is dreaming of discovery, dreams about treasure, finding something valuable, or being selected. Your subconscious is speaking in symbols, telling you that your reality is shifting. The sixth sign is new attention from others. People look at you differently. They value your presence more. They notice your energy even if nothing about your appearance changed. And the seventh sign is a quiet certainty, a deep inner knowing without words. A feeling that something good is already forming and will reveal itself soon. Patricia once said she started laughing while brushing her teeth because the knowing suddenly filled her. Hours later, abundance arrived. These signs are previews, not the full experience. They show that your shift has been recognized and prosperity is already approaching. But to complete the process, there is something called the golden seal. A true mystic referred to this as the act that sets your transformation permanently. If you do not seal the change, even strong breakthroughs can fade like dreams after waking. To seal it, return to the peaceful place where everything began. Sit tall, breathe deeply. Notice the calm strength inside you. Feel how the old fear is no longer present. You are no longer waiting for wealth. You can sense that wealth has already found its way to you. Close your eyes and take 3 slow breaths. These breaths are not preparation, they are celebration. Say softly, I am caught, I am found, I am claimed by abundance. Say it again a little louder, then declare it one final time with a voice of certainty. Let the words sink deeply into your being. You are not chasing anymore. You are the one being discovered. You are the treasure that prosperity recognizes. Let that truth settle. You belong to abundance naturally, the same way rivers naturally reach the ocean. You do not have to earn this connection. You simply match its frequency. Say to yourself, I receive with ease. Wealth finds me as naturally as light follows morning. The greatest teachers explained that real declarations describe the present, not the future. You are not saying you will be rich. You are realizing you already are aligned with wealth. Take one more breath and let this identity settle in your body. Once something is sealed, it cannot be reversed. Once something is known, it cannot be unknown. When you open your eyes, the world will look different, not because it changed, but because you are finally seeing it through truth. You will notice opportunities where others see problems. You will sense prosperity where others see lack. In the coming days, observe how people behave around you. Notice how doors open with less effort. Notice how money finds its way toward you in small or surprising ways. This is not imagination. It is alignment becoming visible. If this message awakens something inside you, stay connected. Every future lesson will strengthen this truth. And if you ever choose to give back, do it as a sign that you already have plenty. Giving from fullness multiplies. After 48 hours, return and share what happened, what changed, what blessings arrived. Your story will guide others who are beginning their own transformation. The chase is over now. You have been found. You have been chosen. You are forever sought by abundance, and so it is.